Okay, I welcome you guys once again into this particular class. And in this class, we are going to be looking at, you know, um, website vulnerabilities and how that our website can be vulnerable, different kinds of vulnerabilities that can be online in our websites and the rest of those stuff. Okay, so basically, one of the reasons for which I want to make this video I've have a some sort of introduction to this course before. However, I want to make these videos because of you know um, the project that was given to us by um, by the uh, um, 3MTT Next Gen. Okay, so as you can see on my screen here, there are some projects here that we really need to get some screenshot and the rest of that from here so that we can be able to do it. As a matter of fact, um, you know, as a matter of fact, owaps Juice Shop is a website that is acknowledged all over the world for cybersecurity guys, those who are going into cybersecurity, a safe website for practicing website vulnerability. As a matter of fact, this website now has a lot of vulnerabilities in them. At the essence, one of the roles of cybersecurity guys is to be able to fish out problems in you know in our servers, problem in different places before threat actors have access to it. And you know who we call threat actors, right? We don't call them in cybersecurity, we don't call these people Yahoo guys or whatsoever. So we call them threat actors. And I've explained the reason for that initially because they actually act threat. So basically, how am I going to say? So for a normal actor in Nigeria, a normal actor, a normal actress in this movie, you see that person acting the role of a pastor. In this next movie, you see that person acting the role of a native doctor. In the next movie, you see the person acting another role entirely. So what are we trying to say? There are lots of vulnerability that people can exploit online, and for that reason we want to call them actors, because when you catch them in this way, this place, they go to this other place, they go to this other place, and the end goal of all these things is for them to either make our services to stop working, or maybe either to maybe either to exploit data. Data is life. Data is, you don't want to give people the access to your information, you don't want to give people the access to to your money and a whole lot of stuff. So cybersecurity is one of the courses that you want to actually take very, very serious. Okay, so let me know if I can quickly get the course code that cannot be done except through the use of what I want to teach now. And there are many of them. Okay, web app. Repeat. No, 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 no. Okay, yes. So code number CSO5 is directed to this. So this person needs this to be able to work, and then this other person is as well, I think, to a large extent also needing. Now the reason why I'm saying I think to a large extent now is because okay, SME website security audit, so this person also need it. And then so any person basically will have CS01 and then CS05 and needs it. Maybe there's another guy that needs it somewhere here, but I'm just trying to um do something in this particular place. Okay, so and now you want to pay attention to how you can be able to use your owaps juice shop to get some solution. Basically, at the cost of doing this, I'm going to be doing some screenshots so that those who are not able to access this website, uh, maybe because of its tricky way, of getting, whatsoever, can be able to use my screenshots to, oh my god, I have my face here. Maybe by the time I'm doing this screenshot, I'm going to remove my face here and then be able to do it, or maybe find a way to move it somewhere that it will not affect what we want to do or something of that nature, right? Okay. So having said that, now this is a website. Okay, so having said that, this is a website, and this website needs sorry, I want to okay. Um, okay. So there are different vulnerabilities in this website that we need to. Let me check something over here and then maybe try to use a certain. Um, some of these are courses that we have handled. Because I don't really want to waste your time, I want to follow this thing in a certain manner. So let me come here and then okay, so because I want to go through I want to actually go through this course using a professional, approach. For that reason, I want to take to, okay, for that reason, I want to take us to this particular website called Try Hack Me. So we want to actually tryhackme.com/room/owapsjuice.com. So this is the website I want to go into now. And the implication, I want to teach us this step by step how you can be able to. So basically, I don't want to waste time explaining. So I want to use a tailored this thing, a tailored platform, and then be able to teach us using this stellar platform. So basically, please, if you want to understand this very, very well, what I want to do is to come to this particular place and read the documentation. Right? You see, this is the link you want to create, and read the documentation very, very well. Okay. So now, so they say within this room we will look at owaps top 10 vulnerabilities in web application. You will find these in all types of web applications. So when we're talking of web application, we're talking of website, okay? But for today, we'll be focusing owaps on creation juice shop. So a website. This is a website, and this particular class is telling us on different, vulnerabilities that a website can have. Do you get it? So we have the one we call injections. So we say Juice Shop is a large application, so we will not be covering everything. Okay, basically that's what they are saying here. So they're going to look at injection, broken authentication, sensitive data exposure, broken, access control, and then cross-site scripting and the rest. So these are different kinds of, vulnerabilities that can be in a website. So the first thing we want to do now is to so sorry, um okay, begin to take some of the tasks here and begin to solve it. Okay, so in this particular place we have okay, let me go this one. So let's go for an adventure, right? So this is the first task. I don't okay, let me know. uh, So let's. So the one I clicked here was the second tax. I didn't want to go to open for business. Let me go for the second tax now. And the implication is that we should open OAP's Juice Shop, this particular website now that you can see on my screen here, which I've already opened. So we and then the first here is saying that we should do one. Before we go into the actual hacking part, it is good to have a good look in Bob. Okay, so Bob is actually another tool. Cybersecurity is very, very vast. A lot of tools. As I'm talking to you now, there are some other tools that are coming in to the picture. I've tried to explain cybersecurity in such a way that we understand it as an arm of the when we say armed forces of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, so cybersecurity is like the armed forces of Nigeria, and inside the armed forces of Nigeria, we have over 50, perhaps. You know, in, we have the police, we have the naval police, we have the air force police, perhaps. We have the land military, we have all of those things. So this particular course is tailored to making you a member of the blue team in the cybersecurity space, and the blue team. Member has to do with SOC analysis. It has to do with information, analysis and some other. profession that are under the Brook team world. Okay, so basically now Bob suit, we are not going to be learning it here. However, as a matter of fact, you can, those who even have these assignments can, come to this particular website, copy the, screenshot these pictures and the rest that they have here, and be able to use it to solve your problem. Shaking, now everything is solved, right? So this is a perfect way in which you can be able to do it. Even if I did not do a screenshot, you can be able to do this yourself. Come here, copy the picture, and then you do however place, for the sake of this is going online. I want to say this to YouTube, even though I'm supposed to have said it before, and that this particular class is not for any malicious purpose. It is a friendly platform, teaching my cybersecurity students how to solve some problem, using approved and legal, method of doing those stuff. Okay, so the first assignment we have here is, what's the administrator's email address? What is the administrator's email address? And this task has to do with what they call, just an adventure. We want to take on an adventure. And now let me come over to this place, and the review shows. Okay, so the first thing I want to do now is to come over to this particular place, and the question they ask us is, what is the admin email address, right? That is what they ask us in this particular place, to find the admin email address. And then one of the vulnerabilities on website is when that particular website has the detail of, you know the detail of the, what do I call it now? The detail of the admin. Now, admin has to do with administrator. So when your website or when your server has the email of your server, have, the email of your server is shown in the public space, is usually a very, very big problem. Okay, now let me go to solve this problem. Then how do we solve this problem? They say we should find it in the product. So this product, now we want to click from this product. Let me click on this product and check on the review. There is no review here. Okay, so let me close it. Let me check on this one and then check for the review. So there is no review in this particular product as well. Let me choose one and check on the review. They said there is no review. So this is basically how, what we are supposed to do to find the problem here. Let me check on this, and then there is no review, right? Let me check on them and check for the client, the administrator. Let me check something here. um okay, okay, so let me come back to this place, and then okay. Hmm. So apple juice, we are supposed to find this in the apple juice environment, but it's not showing now. Let me find a way to get it. So basically, what we are supposed to have. Let me just check for every other one. No, 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 no. Okay. So the implication is that we are going to leave it for now. This particular problem, we are going to leave it for now to solve the rest of the problem. Maybe we'll come back to it, and then we find that we will find. So, but the answer is supposed to be in this particular place. There is no review. So, according to what we have here, so that is how it works. Okay. So you say that the review shows each user's email address, which by clicking the apple juice shows your admin email address. This is the admin email address in this particular place. Okay, and then let me okay, so I found the problem. So the problem why it didn't happen was because I did not log in, right? I haven't logged in, but as you can see, I've logged in now, right? I've logged in now, but I want to teach you how to log in now. Okay, I don't want to teach you how to log in. I want to take this class systematically, and then so what we're going to, and our next lesson is going to be on how you can log in. Just follow the process now. Okay, so what I was telling us about has to do with the administrator's detail. As you can see, I'm logged into the administrator's account, the admin account of the people who have this website. So if peradventure Facebook was able to leak out their admin, email on any part of their website at all or something of that nature, like all these on Nigerian website, contact us page and the rest of that, and they found out that the somehow the admin detail was leaked. That simply means that their website can be easily hacked or something of that nature. Okay, so one of the problem here is finding admin details. So when you click on the product, you check where it is rated. So no review here that we can find, no review here that we can find. Okay, there is a review here. However, the email that is there is a user's email, and we cannot be able to use it much because what we want to access is the admin platform. We are going to talk about the user platform very shortly anyway. So what we want to do now is to check this one, and this one has two reviews, and then we have the admin login details. So we have been able to find it, the admin login. So at this junction now, for the person that have this particular project, you can actually screenshot this and then use it for your work. So let me just try and do that on a request. And to also, sorry, um on request, I'm going to send it to us, right? I hope I'm getting it correctly. Okay, that's very good. I've screenshot this. Okay, so the admin detail was we were able to find the admin, the admin login detail, and this admin login detail will be useful for us in time to come. It's going to be useful for us in time to come. Okay, so we have known this particular admin website. So for the admin email, that means we can be able to log in to this particular you know um user account using the information that we have. So at least now this thing is very simple. So if you want to hack this now, you can copy this email, put it on there, and then begin to guess some password that would likely be able to work. So that is one of the problems of this website now. So the admin information was leaked. I'm trying my best to make sure that this video is not long. Like, I don't really know how to do this, but I don't want this video to be long. I don't know if I should cut it at one point or something. Okay, so the next thing we want to solve now, this problem we want to solve is the one. Let's go to this particular guide that we are using. So they say what parameter is used for seshing. So what parameter is the server is using seshing, right? So we go to the search engine, and when we come to the search engine, we want to search for a product. But for in their own case, they wrote A. So let's just write A here and then search. Now the implication there is that we have searched for our A here, and we are having the search value. The search value is equal to A in this place. Is not very, very good because the anything we search for, let's search for another thing here, which is green smoothie, if I'm correct with my spelling. Um Okay, I think this is the actual spelling of smoothie. And then I'm going to click on this. And then you find out it's telling us green smoothie as well. Okay, and we don't want this situation. Let's go to a normal website here. And then you can see I searched for Nigeria in the normal bar here. Let me just search for Anambra because we are doing 3MTT in Anambra, Onisha. So I searched for it. And that Google brought a whole lot of value in this just one search like this, plenty value. All these things is in a bid to encrypt our information. That's the simplest way I can be able to explain it. But you find out that this one we are working with just brought out green smoothie, and the implication of this is that a hacker, let's say for instance, that how am I going to explain this? I'm trying to rush this particular stuff so that the video is not going to be too long. Now, let's say for instance, a hacker was able to hack into, you know, um, maybe into how am I going to explain this? And then the hacker, everything. The implication is, let's say for instance, you went to alibaba.com to buy something, and then getting to that place, you search all the things you searched, and these cookies you are saved in the, in the, in the database. The cookies were saved in the database, and when a threat actor was able to use what we call SSL, script, right? When this person was able to generate what we call a SSL script, the implication is that the person is going to likely see the word to word what you searched for, okay, and be able to know, maybe get your data and a whole lot of stuff in this particular place. Okay, so we have been able to find that the problem we found here was that the search parameter that this particular website is using is value, just value, and value has to do with ABCD, just if I hit the corner like that. Like, do you get what I'm saying there? So okay, so that, and it's a very very big problem because it is making our data to be vulnerable, in the online space. Okay, so the next one that we want to also talk about is what does Jim reference in his review? So there is a customer who referenced something in his review on this website to make you want another advertisement of a certain product. So Jim did a review on a green a smoothie product. We can see that he mentioned a replica. Let me back to this now, and then I've searched for green smoothie, right? And then I'm going to click on here. And why this guy who is called Jim, was commenting on our platform. This guy did they say fresh out of a replicator. Do you get what do we want to know now is what is replicator? We don't have anything doing with replicator in this particular our website. So as a cybersecurity guy as well, depending on the company you are working, you want to be very, very careful of what people put on the comment section and the review that people give or something of that nature. So you want to copy this replicator now, and then we come to this place and then we type replicator to see what this guy actually meant by replicator, by another advertisement. Because this guy, so a replicator is a device or entity that makes copies or of itself or other object and the rest. So this person actually did a an advertisement of another brand or another product in this particular. So you want to be very very careful of the data that is coming in to the website. I'm really very sorry I'm rushing this. I don't really know how to calm down, able to explain this without making it the time go, without so you can actually come here, study things a bit and a whole lot of stuff. So this guy used okay, I hope you understand what I mean, right? Okay, so now let's check the next task. So what we want to do now is to inject the juice, right? This is another kind of problem that we want to solve now. This is another kind of problem that we want to solve now, and it has to do with what we call SQL injection. And this SQL injection is a very big problem that a lot of websites are having. So we said that this task focusing on injection vulnerabilities. Now, injection vulnerability has to do with, a certain man told me that one of the reasons he preferred, sorry, one of the reasons that he preferred, I'm sorry there, one of the reasons for which he preferred, you know, not taking injection, taking normal medicine, is because he's scared of the needle, the needle maybe getting stuck in his body or something of that nature. So basically now SQL, or rather injection vulnerabilities, has to do with how we can actually navigate through the server without proper information that we need. Please, when you read this thing, you are going to understand it better. For me to explain this in is, you know, three videos cannot be able to do that justice, okay? But one thing you can do is, for those who have this assignment, you can just come here, take this screenshot in this place, right? Take this screenshot in this place and then use it. I found that I can't be able to do it because I'm trying to save time and save some of things in this particular. I'm really very sorry I'm rushing this. I'm really, really, really very sorry. Okay, let me count a bit. I'm going to stop this class in this particular place and then another video again on this particular topic again, so that we will be able to um, flow very, very, very well. So we have the one we call the SQL injection. So there are different kinds of injections. Number one is SQL injection. The next one is command injection. The next one is email injection. But we will be focusing on SQL injection in this particular place. Now let me come to this website now, and what I want to do is to log out first. I'm logged in, so let me log out. And this website does not have a way in which you can be able to, sorry, um, I'm to revert back all products. Or this. Okay, so we want to practice the SQL injection, right? So you want to log into this website. This website you cannot create accounts here. You can't do anything. It's only a the only thing you can do is to log into the website and begin to use it, right? So in this situation, what we want to do now is to log in. And how are we going to log in since we did not create an account? So that is where admin, the admin uh, email that we saw that time that was made vulnerable for us to use. That's where it come to play. So we just type in the admin username here and then begin to get some password and then begin might be able to solve this problem. I don't know if I can revert this into to the normal state. This is one of the problems. I'm not sure it's going to work, but okay, so it's not working at this junction. Let me just this one. And maybe I should go and get the admin details somewhere here because the other stuff stopped working. I'm going to educate us on something, right? Okay, so for you to run this particular website, on that is the OWAP Juice Shop, I'm going to tell you what to do, but that was going to be in this video. I'm really very, very sorry. I don't, um, okay, I'm very sorry for that. Because I don't want this class to take longer. If it takes longer, many of you will not watch it. Okay, so I'm going that to be in the next video. And okay, and then the administrator's email is um, admin at juice dot. So let me try and know if I can be able to find it somewhere. And how am I going to be able to? Okay, maybe let me type here, right? Okay, so let me write admin at juice. Um, if I'm correct with what I'm saying, I'm really very sorry, but I think what I'm saying here is dot ch dot op. I'm really very sorry if that's not correct. If that's not correct, the machine is going to tell us. However, um, okay, so let me come back to this place and then I'm going to paste it here, right? I'm going to paste it here. I'm not too sure. Now, in this situation now, an hacker have been able to get the admin login. So one of the things the hacker wants to do now is to begin to guess the password, right? Begin to guess the password. And in some situation, the password are usually admin, most common website, the password are usually admin. So I'm clicking on login now. It refuses to log in, telling me that the what we gave it is wrong. And so then, okay, now let me now introduce you to the so sorry. Okay, let me introduce you to what we call so injection, right? Okay, so this XVR injection, what it does is that it okay, so the XVR injection now. Okay, so for now, let's forget what they did with Bob's suit. We are just going to copy this particular code here now and put it in the email section and A in the password section, and then we'll be able to log into this particular website, and then I'm going to explain everything, right? So in this place now, let me remove this, and then let me write my so sorry. Okay, I want to paste this here now, and then okay, so what we call, oh my gosh, so sorry. So this green stuff is telling you some problem you have solved. You have been able to solve a certain problem, and some of these problems you solve them without knowing. Okay, and then this particular, SQL injection is going to be able to allow us to log in into this particular website. Now, let me try and explain this. This particular, this is, we found out that this website is vulnerable to SQL attack. We found out it is vulnerable to SQL attack, and the only way in which you can be able to log in is using what we call, a SQL payload. Okay, using what we call any SQL payload. There are thousands of SQL payload that can log you in into a certain website, depending on the developer. Sometimes a website looks very, very beautiful, but the developer wasn't able to sophisticate the security, the login details, and the rest of them. So if this payload do not work, another payload might work, another payload might work, another one might work. Okay, so this particular all function is telling our system that um sorry, let me I'm checking something. Okay, since you are supposed to put an email in this place, right? And then we find out this website is vulnerable to an SQL attack. What this all is doing in this place in SQL, this all is representing, is representing what we call um a true function. How am I going to explain this better? This all is trying to say, I know that this particular website is built with SQL, you know, um, and I don't know the email through which I can be able to enter this particular website or the admin login environment. So please, we put a parenthesis there, and you say or dash one equal to one. So one is always these are what we call syntax, okay, but they they represent a a, a coding syntax. This website is vulnerable to SQL injection, right? And then we find out that when since this website is vulnerable, we can use this SQL command to log into this way. So what we are trying to tell the server in this place is, please ignore the email. I know that I'm supposed to use email here, right? But or remove the email from me, and then one equal to one is always one. Then I have my dash dash in this particular environment, right? Dash dash in this particular, so two dashes over here, and then I'm going to log in, and then you're going to find out that this website is going to log in by itself. Okay, let me remove this admin, and then I'm going to write just something like maybe one, and then I'm going to log in. It's supposed to log in for me. Yeah, it's still saying some problem. Let me try to rectify the issue. I think this might be, um let me find the problem.